gross disruption of our routine, feeling of being forced to stay at home. There is loss of. Yes, sir.
Sorry, but it was the connection was lost, I think, from your side. So if you can just go back, and the slide is not anymore shared.
Mental health is a state of well-being. It is a state of well-being which individual realizes his or her own abilities and can cope with normal stress of life and can work productively and is able to make a contribution to his community. This is a mental health. There is a relationship between infection and mental health. There is a reciprocal, I will say there is a reciprocal relationship between infection and mental health. If there is infection, mental health goes down, and if there is already poor mental health, chances of infection is there. So in this way, there is a direct relationship. Poor mental health suppress immune system through cellular and endocrinal system. Good mental sorry, good mental health optimizes healing and recovery from infection. It predisposes to infection if there is a poor mental health. And smoking, particularly substance use, particularly smoking, predispose for an infection. As we already know, it is related to respiratory system. So why good mental health is important? As I already told, in this pandemic, it is high likely that people will have poor mental health that will suppress their immune system, that may cause severe infection and poor outcome. In person with mental illness, what are the issues currently they are facing? The main issue they are facing is they are predisposed for any kind of infection. For example, depression, anxiety disorder, schizophrenia, any psychiatric disorder makes a person to get infection, particularly pneumonia and viral infection. Many research has been done and they have found it. And those with infected with COVID-19, they have barrier to accessing healthcare and they are more likely to suffer poor outcome, and their existing mental health condition is more likely to worsen due to poor mental health in this time. So what is the effect of pandemic on day-to-day life? It is a unique time. It comes rarely, and it is a critical time. There is no much scientific evidence. People are estimating from existing evidence from the health science. Different people are facing different type of problem. For example, older people are facing different kind of problem. Those who are working classes are facing different kind of problem. Healthcare workers are facing different kind of problem. People are forced to stay at home. There is plenty of time. There is gross disruption of our routine life. There is loss of autonomy, boredom, feeling of joblessness, feeling of loneliness. There is a infodemic influx in. There is a bombardment of information in our social media. Lot of negativity all around us. Uncertain future. This is the current scenario. The common public concerns are uncertainty about duration of lockdown, fear of infection and consequences. There is loss of job, social isolation, transportation problem, and assessing healthcare system. There is a lifestyle change. For example, no social gathering, and there is no domestic or international travel, working from home, no classes for a student. All these things are very common problem people are facing. What is the effect on healthcare workers? Among healthcare workers, there is a lot of things they are facing. For example, there is a need to employ strict biosecurity measures. For example, physical strain of protective equipment, physical isolation, constant awareness and vigilance regarding infection control procedure, pressure regarding procedure that must be followed. There is always risk of disease transmission as they are exposed to carriers. They are the people who are taking care of infected person. They handles data collections and handling of samples. They share the same environment as that of the patients. And there is a multiple medical and personal demand. For example, continued daily workload. There is need to maintain hard standard. There is inner conflict between competing needs and demands. There is a possible separation from and concern about the family members, fears about the infection and subsequent implication for the self, patient, and the family. There is a recent study conducted among healthcare workers where they found that around 50% of healthcare workers, they actually had depression, and 44% had anxiety disorder, 34% had insomnia, and if you consider general distress, it was 71%. It is a huge number among healthcare workers. Other severe psychological difficulty they face are adjustment reaction, stress reaction, dissociative and post-traumatic stress disorder, somatoform disorder, worsening of existing psychiatric syndrome, substance abuse, family and other psychosocial problems, and even suicide had been reported. So what is the general impact of this pandemic to us or in general population? So those with existing medical or substance use disorder, as I already told, they are predisposed for infection and negative physical and psychological health. Those who are not having infections, they experience considerable amount of anxiety and depressive symptoms. And there is a even symptom of post-traumatic stress disorder, particularly family members. And healthcare workers are a particular risk of psychological symptom because there is always overburden of responsibility, particularly those who are in emergency or intensive care unit or critical care unit. For COVID-19 is initially they the mortality is very high, and they think that there is no hope in future. That's why there is shock and denial. There is fear and anxiety because of uncertain prognosis, effect of medication and treatment and failure chances are there. Isolation and abandonment and social rejection chance are there, and there is chance of infecting their near and dear one. And the third stage is depression for their absence of cure or limited imposed for their physical health because restriction of movement, quarantine, forced hospitalization, and other restriction imposed. Depression is because of possible social and occupational rejection and treatment failure. It is followed by anger and frustration for becoming infected over a new involuntary health and lifestyle restriction imposed on them because of infection. You can see there is how they react actually. Once they are positive, once they are infected, their symptoms increase steeply. It reaches peak and goes down for after it lasts for few weeks, then again appears after some week. This is a general adaptation response for a person who is COVID-19 positive.